Getting. That's all we need. That's what we need. Beating them. Cocky. Twice a year. That's all I hear from them. The build up to this North London derby. Silenced. Shut up. 8 goals against you this season. 4-1 at home, 4-1 away. It's Gyökeres day. And it's Victor Gyokeres day. Yeah? Victor Gyokeres day. 10 goals in the Premier League. Gyökeres, what's that? 5 goals in the Premier League? 4 against Tottenham? Come on, man. 6 goals, in the Premier League. And 5 against Tottenham. Sorry. Bad at maths, always have been. It feels so much better, doesn't it? I really had bad news about this game. I really felt like Arsenal were going to crumble. And by giving them a goal, it looked like it might have been a scary afternoon. But let's be real. There was only one team winning that game, and it wasn't Tottenham Hotspur. That is a sorry, depressing football club, a sorry, depressing stadium, and a sorry, depressing team and manager. Arsenal, superior. Arsenal, so much better in every ounce of the game. And do you know what? Other than some sloppiness in the first half and in the second half, we were definitely a deserved winners there. Let's go into it, shall we? Because the team news didn't really shock me. Gyökeres are getting the nod. That is exactly what I wanted to see. I didn't want to see Saka in the middle. I wanted to see him on the right-hand side, and that's exactly what we got. No massive shocks. Gyökeres starts up front. Trossard gets the nod. Nketiah gets the nod. And it's the same lineup that we expect in midfield and at the back, and of course in goal. And I thought that was Victor Gyokeres' best game in an Arsenal shirt. I thought he played really well against Burnley away, but you know what? This one just took the biscuit for me. He's got his 2 goals. I thought his link-up play was good. He was a battering ram. He was a man-mountain. He was strong. He won his duels. He linked up play. He was strong. He was physical. He went into battle, and he came out winning the war. There's 2 goals there with a man-of-the-match performance, and I thought he was exceptional. Very, very, very good goals from Victor Gyokeres tonight. That sort of performance is what I was expecting from him on a regular basis. It's what I was expecting from him on a consistent period. And I don't think that we've got that throughout this season. I think that's quite clear. But something we have got is some goals from him. He might not be the 20, 30, 40 goal a season mark that we were all hoping. But I tell you what, he could be a 15 to 20 in all competitions. He's still got goals in his locker. And although you can say he had bad games and good games today, I thought it was a great game. He, for me, was quite easily player of the match. I thought he was the focal point, but also the team player. His link-up flicks for the Eze goal was fantastic. I thought his build-up was very good. I actually thought he ball carried pretty well today for the first time in a while. I felt like he held the ball up when needed to. He was sensible and mature in his play. It was a very good all-round performance from Victor Gyokeres, and I've started with him because I felt that he was clear above the others. Let's go into his first goal because it's exceptional. It is one of those goals where you just would love to see him hit it, but all of his form and his performances of late, you're like, oh, he's not going to score from there. Whips it in. Fantastic goal from Victor Gyokeres. Superb. In fact, it's probably the most important goal of the afternoon because when they get it back to 1-1 through our own sloppiness, you always know it's nervy. But that, for me, killed Tottenham Hotspur's atmosphere, togetherness as a team and fan base, the fact they could still get into this game and take something from it. 1-1 would have been a great result for them. Gyökeres says, no, we want this. And I thought for me, that was a very, very important time to score. And I thought he was easily the player of the match. But what I loved about it was his all-round game was really good. That goal was exceptional. And then Gary Neville announces him as player of the match. And if you're unsure or uncertain as to why he's got it ahead of Gyökeres, he basically writes that off and scores what I think is probably one of his most underrated goals this season. I know Archie Gray probably has to do better as a defender, but do you know what I love about it? I'm going to give Gyökeres the credit that he deserves for it because I thought it was really good play. He outmuscles him, the strength is good, the composure is good, and that little flick before he finishes it is really underrated. And do you know what? So's the finish. He gives Vicario no chance. He's done that kind of curl, which is what he tried to do in the first half, which just went wide. For me, an excellent couple of goals today. And I think you'll remember this performance from Gyökeres. If he can go on to have good performances, I think he'll remember this one and say that was the one that I'm most proud of and that I felt like we'd achieved most, because he scored a couple of goals against Leeds and he scored in other games. But I didn't think against Leeds all that time ago at the Emirates that he was our best player. I thought he was today. Also, you have to look at the importance and the pressure on this game, not just because it's a North London derby, but because it comes off the back of two disappointing draws against Brentford and Wolves. This was always going to be pressure and always going to be difficult for all of the players today. And do you know what? I thought Victor Gyokeres was head and shoulders above everybody else. There was individual performances I liked, but for me, he stood out. And I thought it was good to see his confidence. I wonder if he doesn't score that first goal, whether he does actually fluff the second. I think he's a confidence player. And I just saw a hell of a lot more confidence in all of his game today, his all-round play. So he deserves a mention first of all. Then we have to come to Gyökeres. I mean, this guy just hates Tottenham Hotspur, doesn't he? If you want to know why a player hates Spurs, just watch that. He scored 5 goals against Tottenham Hotspur in 2 games. I mean, some don't score 5 goals against Tottenham Hotspur in their career. Gyökeres today was always a threat. He was always a danger. And there was actually opportunities that he could have done even more today. But Eze, for me, he was close to being man of the match. Close. 2 very, very, very good goals from Gyökeres. The first one is all Bukayo Saka. I thought he had a much better game than I was expecting him to tonight. I'd just not been too impressed by his individual performances. And I think him going out on the right was definitely more of a pressure because people have said he's got to come back inside due to his fitness and his lack of explosive pace. But I thought he run their defence ragged tonight, Bukayo Saka. He was always a threat. And at times he got beat by Spence, who I think is a very good one-on-one defender. But there was also times that he done other players. Pat Mate Sarr, absolutely shocking from him. He gets done over. Saka makes him look silly. He fires it into Eze. And I'm not sure he knows much about his first touch, but do you know what he does? He makes sure of his second and he buries it. And we go 1-0 up. And I think with Eze's performance, you could say that he was quite invisible until that time. There wasn't much that he was doing. I thought he grew into the game with his performance as opposed to being one that was always outshining in midfield. And then what happens? Well, Arsenal have a little bit of a moment, don't they, again? And it's unfortunately come from one of our players that we would say is probably our most reliable and most consistent. It's one that you look at that does have the mentality and the drive to drive us forward. And unfortunately, Declan Rice has had a moment he wants to forget. And I think what's frustrating is not just the way it goes in, it's moments before he's telling... oh, blimey. Moments before he's telling everybody to keep focused, keep your heads, don't lose it. And unfortunately, that's exactly what he has done. Lose his head. And it is a head loss moment. I mean, he's just got to clear it. And he actually does have a pass on to, I think it's Saliba, but he decides for whatever reason to go back and take on the man, and he just completely loses Kolo Muani. Muani's got a lot to do, to be fair to him, but he does cut inside and he does put it in. Could Raya have done better? Maybe, but maybe we're being harsh. But let's be real, it's Rice that you've got to look at there. I don't know what he's doing. And then he did it again in the second half. Luckily, they didn't score from it. But my God, what was he doing? What was he doing? Raya makes a brilliant save off the line. But what was Rice doing there, man? I don't think he had the best of moments today. He works his socks off. He don't ever stop running. His work rate's phenomenal. But let's just say how it is. It weren't great, was it, from Rice with those individual errors? It really wasn't. But look, at 1-1, it's worrying. And then Gyökeres, as I say, fires into 2-1. And then it's all about the link-up play between Eze and Saka. And you've got to say, you look at it now, and you think Eze and Saka before that probably could have done better. But Saka probably has to do better on both chances. But then it falls to Gyökeres, and he makes it 3-1. And then that is really game over. We've killed it then. We've killed it. Let's be honest. There's other chances in the game. Gyökeres puts it wide. Trossard puts it wide. Saliba has a header he might have to do better with, although hitting the floor has kind of taken the pace out of the ball, but he puts it just wide. There are other chances. Maybe I've mentioned a couple about Saka, but really and truly, 4 goals. We can't be complaining about missed chances. There was enough for us to win quite convincingly, and even by more, in my opinion. But then at 3-1, you can see the stadium realise, the fans knew, the players knew, Tottenham heads went down, Arsenal heads went up. And if I'm honest with you, I didn't expect another goal. I thought that would be it. I thought we'd see it out. I'm surprised Trossard lasted that long. I didn't think he had a very good game. Martinelli came on, Erdegaard came on. We didn't see much other usage of the subs other than Mosquera coming on for Timber, who clearly needs a break, and Ben White's injured again. I mean, come on. What's happening here? Saka has to come off for Madueke late on. And just as it's been announced that Gyökeres has become player of the match, he goes and scores 4-1. Could Tottenham be going down? I don't think so, but it's going to be a fight. West Ham and Forest will like to thank us for that today, without a doubt. And I know they don't particularly like Arsenal, West Ham, but they will be looking at that performance and thinking, fair. I'm glad. They've got a point closer to Tottenham now, West Ham. And be fair, Forest should have as well today, from what I understand. I didn't see the game. So look, we go into this scenario now where we absolutely must keep the pressure on. And we've got a massive game. Now, right up until this Manchester City Cup final, we've got 3 more games against Chelsea at home, Brighton away, and Everton at home. And we have to win all 3. I was worried today. I thought we'd drop points just because of how bad we've been of late, but we've bounced back. We needed it. And it feels good, don't it? It feels good to dunk on their heads all the time. If Arsenal win this league and Tottenham go and get relegated, it will probably go down as one of the best that we've ever had. I don't think they are going down. And if I'm honest with you, I don't care. I just want to win this damn league. Now we go 5 points clear of City. And yes, they do have a game in hand. It's close. It's too close. It's closer than it should be. But Arsenal right now have to look at their performance today and look at what they've produced and say, we needed that. The fans deserved that. The fans needed that. We never accept losing to this lot. I don't accept drawing to these lot. I remember when we won the league at White Hart Lane and we went 2-0 up and we drew 2-2. And I remember thinking we just won the league, but I'm annoyed. I knew we were going to win it. We only had to get 3 points in the last 5-6 games. But come on. I'm never accepting a brilliant, fantastic performance from a 2-2 draw or any form of draw. We had to win today, and we did. And do you know what? I'm really buzzing for a couple of individuals today. I'm buzzing for Eza. I'm buzzing for Gyökeres. I'm buzzing for Saka because I think he had a half-decent game. And I think you also have to look at some of the performances of players that have come in and have had question marks on them about can they hack it. And in the first half, I was looking at the back line thinking I think all of them are giving the ball away, but they recovered. And as a unit, we were solid. David Raya, much better today. So much better today. With his feet, with his command of his area, with his cross collection. I thought he was excellent, in fact. Brilliant couple of saves as well from him. And back to his best. Arsenal need to be back to their best now. Do me a favour. Hit like. Hit subscribe. And if you're an Eberechi Eza fan, then just watch him against Tottenham. Take care, guys. We're out of here. Come on, you Gunners.